War in particular, what some people would think is probably the most influential war of the United States history. All right, the Civil War. Let me ask this question to all of you. What do you think is the biggest reason that the Civil War happened?
Slavery, because
You say slavery. What do you think? The growing opposition. Sectionalism. Explain what you mean by that.
like the North didn't like the South because they wasn't as modern. The North was always like modern, and then the South was agricultural, and because slavery, basically.
All right, what were you saying?
She heard
So what I have so far is I have slavery, the movement against slavery. Then we have industry, agriculture versus industrialization or modernization.
Which ties in society. Like Toy said, like when you think of how society was made,
Right.
and even when it started off, when America started off, it was already somewhat less. Like up north, they already started with schools and everything, so they've always been ahead of them. So when it came
More
time,
progressive.
yeah, they've always been more progressive. So when it came time to end slavery, I believe that the South was more, I would say, they was more reliable on slaves.
Just answer that.
And the North wasn't. That's why slavery wasn't like a big thing up north. It was, but it wasn't as much.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was definitely used in the North for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so I like to answer. Jarika, you want to add anything? Everybody has kind of put something in. I know you look bored. You want to add something? What do you think the biggest reason for the Civil War happening?
Money.
You think economics? Give me your reasons for saying economics. Who was getting money, or who was making money, I should say, and who was not?
The South was making more money than the North at the time because all the agriculture was going on down there. And it wasn't really many people using the big industries in the North, so they were like, oh, so you making more money than you? And that's not the
Okay. All right. So you all have some good lead-ins. We have the modernization or the progressive belief that the Northerners had, the industry difference. We have the opposition to slavery. You all sound like you favor the North. That's what you sound like, which is funny to me because you live where?
In the South.
So how is it that you all could be being educated in the South in 2013, and you have this view about the Civil War that the North was actually right? That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like you all are, if you all were living during the 1860s, it sounds like you all would have been supporting the North in the Civil War.
Because and then the North want to be.
All right, but let me hear from you, Dej. I haven't heard from you. Because what?
The North was against slavery.
Right. And so you're saying from a cultural perspective, it only makes sense to agree with the North because culturally, African American and a female. So you're looking for your right to be liberated just as well. All right. What about you, Alexis? You same thing.
I believe that during that time, a lot of black folks out there
Here's a question that perplexes me. Because living in the South, what we do see is we see a lot of people who had family members who fought for the Confederate Army, right? And they commemorate their family members by either putting a flag in the yard or their license plate or a bumper sticker. You do, and so the thing is now that we're living so many years later, but yet it's still an issue, right? Because it changed America forever. How do we move forward in the 21st century with still struggling for rights? You being proud of those who fought against slavery, but those having family members who supported slavery. How do we get along? Is it an issue? Will it affect economics? Will it affect where we live? Or does it affect how we are educated? Like, what do you think about that?
It does affect education because the North, they was always progressive over the South. Like, maybe like 100 years.
Yeah, about 100-year difference between talk about the Northwest Ordinance of
When they
1785.
started education, we
Yep.
started,
And then it doesn't begin in the South until Reconstruction, which I see you all have listed here, Reconstruction. So what is that, 1865 to 1877?
Yeah.
So 100 years later, right? You're absolutely right.
even like if you look around society like today, you can still see the segregation. I think.
Yeah.
Because like even like when I just came from North School, North Georgia, it was still better in education. Like I guess to say the culture and the society, we still see the South downfall.
Yeah, okay, I can relate to that. All right, so what we have here is a set of notes, and so what I'm going to ask you all to do as a class activity is I want you to copy down the notes, right, that we have here about the Civil War, the causes of the war, the effects, and as we move across the board, we talk about some of the policies after Abraham Lincoln passes away. And who's the next president after Lincoln? Andrew Jackson. And when Andrew Jackson becomes president, how he deals with the whole notion of Reconstruction. And I noticed that it's also listed here in terms of what he was able to get accomplished as a president, but what those radical Republicans were able to accomplish, okay, just as well. So if you all take out a sheet of paper, we'll get started with that. And then we'll discuss it as we go.